Okay, so this is Club Wyndham, La Belle Maison, and right between, uh, I don't know, the business district and I guess the French district of New Orleans, if I got that right. This is a two-bedroom, which is actually a lock-off. It's got a standard bathroom here in the larger part of the suite. And it goes right through this door into the one bedroom, but I'm going to go around here so we can see. This is the kitchen where you've got a dining room table, you've got a pull-out sofa, you've got a kitchen with a minor, it's like a small dishwasher, nice chair. Unfortunately, there is no balcony that we could see, and I'm not sure about a dishwasher. So this bedroom has a king bed in it, so a single king bed. Like I said, there was a pull-out sofa. We've got dresser, and yeah, so like I said, smaller fridge, smaller dishwasher, and I don't see like a stove or an oven, so that's interesting. And let's see. So this, I believe, is in fact, yeah, pull out sofa. Got another television. And this is into the lock off, the other side, which is like a studio. This also has a single king bed, pull out sleeper sofa, similar chair, smaller little area here, but with a lock off you get separate climate controls. And we just got a closet here. I'm afraid we might have to go somewhere else to do the laundry. And we've got, again, a microwave, dishwasher, sink, fridge with ice maker. I'm going to go ahead and turn on. I don't see like a stove or an oven, so that kind of sucks for reheating stuff. But I guess technically in this lock-off, you could sleep 2, 4, 6, 8 people if 2 sets of people wanted to sleep on this sofa sleepers. And then this is basically the same bathroom setup as in the other one. So yeah, initial thoughts are it's a very nice place. They help you get all your stuff in, and that's cool. I guess that's why it's a 4-star instead of a 3-star. But you can just pull right in. The valet parking, at least for owners, is only $35 a night, which in most cities, heck, just in like Long Beach in California, where I just was, is over $60 a night, and that wasn't like directly in a city, literally just taking it to a parking garage like right next door. So this is a really good deal for the owners. I guess I'm going to do my first owner's update, so I'll have some information about that, because they offered us 3 free lunch tickets at $75 a pop, which I had looked up on the internet before coming here to a jazz cruise. So I guess that's worth an hour of my time. If they get too annoying, I'm just going to walk out. But yeah, I'll give them an hour tomorrow. And yeah, to stay here is pretty pricey in points. I mean, it's not horrible. It's like $329,000 for the 2-bedroom. But that is kind of sad because in a lot of the other places that I had gone, that definitely got you a stove and an oven. So guess we'll see what we see, and more updates as we go. But I do think with all the tables, and I see power, there will be places where if I was gonna jump in a work meeting or whatever, I could do so. But I think I only have one on Monday, and then I'm just gonna tell them I'm not really gonna jump into any more unless something important comes up that week or in that meeting. And just to give you an idea here of what the uniqueness of this building is, so we go out of our unit on the 3rd floor. There are some stairs, and then you can just see it's kind of a little maze-like. And so Obviously, this was a renovated building, and it does have quite the unique flair and feel. And this is the kind of way you have to go to get over by the elevators. Um, so, just to give you an idea of kind of like the Warren feeling of the place. But it is quite interesting, and like I said before, the unit itself was relatively nice. And then when you get off the elevator down below, this is actually the lobby and check-in area. And then these are the two elevators, although one was out of service. And then back around here takes you to the way we prefer to go in and out. This is actually what they call their garage area. And this is kind of the narrow driveway you have to drive into, which is convenient for getting off the streets for unloading. But yeah, with something like my car, it was difficult. And then here in like a garage sitting area, they do have the popcorn. And that popcorn is free and available from noon to 6 every day. And here's just some videos we have. I had to cut out the audio because it's copyrighted, of the one of the Easter parades we saw when we were here in New Orleans. Only a couple blocks into the French Quarter and a little ways away from the timeshare place. I will say, in the French Quarter, stumbling upon quite the people waiting for this Easter parade, and then little clips here of the Easter parade. Most of it has, unfortunately, some copyrighted music or crowd noise, so I've had to cut that out. But for the parts where I'm pretty sure it's not going to trigger copyright, I left a little bit of the music there. But this was all just quite an interesting thing, and I don't think I've seen anything quite like it anywhere else. Certainly not at this scale. Okay, so here at Club Wyndham, La Belle Maison, there's a guest laundry room, not in your room, room key required. Okay, so this is the actual laundry room at the place. One dryer appears to be out of order, but otherwise you can kind of sit here. Got a little table to help sort your things if you need to. And it looks like they provide optional laundry detergent here, which is kind of nice. Might try this free and clear, but I might just use, I think I'll probably just use the dry sheets that I use at home and bring with me, because I just don't know about, Kirkland brand or whatever. But this is actually a nice larger machine, so we'll see how bad it is, how long it takes, and how it all goes. Oh, interestingly, in the rules, as it says, get your stuff out quickly. If you leave it overnight, they might throw it out, so keep that in mind. It's nice that we don't have to pay. I have seen a number of places where they don't bother to have the washing machines and dryers in the units, where they end up charging you as like a laundromat, and that's annoying. So this is a reasonable, I guess, compromise. And again, at least you're just not charged extra to do laundry. Yeah, I guess that's the pool here, which is kind of outside, getting rained on right now. Not a very large pool. And so this seems to be their fitness center that they also have here at La Belle Maison. So you can come down and use some of these machines in the first floor area. Nice. This is relatively nice as a sauna. And then this is their relatively small hot tub here at La Belle Maison too. So this is like right in one direction from the timeshare, and so as you can see, some of this is a little sketchy looking, and then some of it is getting rebuilt up. And this actually is the better side. There's like a sketchier part all the way over there. Okay, and so I'm going to end this with just some more of the video of the crazy Easter parade in New Orleans. About La Belle Maison itself, I've shown you kind of everything there was that I got to see in the unit, and this area of New Orleans in the French Quarter is kind of what you might well come and stay at La Belle Maison to see. A festival, a parade, go to all the restaurants that are around here, but I just didn't bother to do video of a bunch of different restaurants. That just wasn't that interesting and wasn't on my mind. I think the resort itself is quite nice. It had a couple things I pointed out that were noticeably missing, like the washer dryer or a stove in the unit, but overall it's not too bad. They had compromises that worked, and of course there's just so much food to try and to eat in New Orleans that really it did turn out we weren't going to be doing that much reheating or cooking in the unit, although that does mean it's more expensive again to come here and stay in New Orleans than it would have been if we, let's say, had gone and been able to cook ourselves more. I think the unit ended up, and the resort itself ended up getting an 8.5 out of 10 on the tug scale, and you can go there and read my more detailed write-up about why it ended up at that score, but I do recommend coming here if you can afford the points and want to see New Orleans.